Okay, good evening, guys. What a great evening it is. Just on the way home here now, so I just want to shoot you a quick video regarding trading and making the decision to move forward with whatever business it is you want to move forward with. Whether you're going to go forward with any business, I want you to look at at least look at the numbers first, look at the maths, look at the success rate. Being an entrepreneur, any business within the first 12 months, they don't share this with you, at least the government don't share it, but being an entrepreneur, the success rate of any startup business within the first 12 months is 1%, which means 99% of businesses fail in the first 12 months. At least you know the numbers. So if you're going to get into an industry, you want to get into one that you can succeed at, one that you can get the biggest reward with the least amount of effort. I know you might think, well, we're used to working hard. You know, you've got to look to flip the tables. You want to put 20% of effort and get 80% of reward. So the industry, if you look at trading, if you look at Forex trading, the numbers actually 90%, meaning 90% of traders lose 90% of the money in 90 days. Which I think the numbers are great, fantastic, but you've got to look at them a certain way. You've got to look at them at, there's a 10% success rate. So if you look at any entrepreneur or any business, what that tells you is that the success rate of any startup business is 1%, but in trading the success rate is 10%. So it's tenfold to any other startup business. So why wouldn't you do it? You can control your risk. You don't have to go out to work. You don't have to buy product. You don't have to buy materials. You don't have to employ people. It's just yourself. Okay, the only person you got to rely on is yourself. Which is a complete asset in itself. You can control your risk management, meaning if you was to say buy property, the house was to cost you, let's say 100,000 for the property, yeah, then the down payment would be say 25% if you're doing a buy to let. So you're gonna have to put down that 25,000. Or if you was buying it as a residential, you're probably gonna have to put a minimum of 5,000 down. So that 5,000 is tied up in it, then whatever other fees are going down. But within trading, you can control that risk, meaning this, that let's say you're to trade with or open an account with £5,000 or £10,000. You've got that £10,000 within your account, yeah? You've got that £10,000 within your account. You can then use leverage on that 10,000 up to 500 to 1. Once you know what you're doing, once you've got the system and the skill set, or just say you go 100 to 1 leverage, then you've got £5,000 in the account. So you're actually playing with the weight of the market of $500,000, and you can control that risk once you've got the skill set, once you've got the ability, and you've learnt the behaviours on how to trade. And that's what you want to look at. In over industry, can you manage the risk like that? You've got to put the money up. No different than, I don't know, let's just, maybe we can zone in on that build over there, Jack. If we look at that build over there, that construction build there, I know that company myself, Hayrod, they're from the town I grew up in, Haywood. But if you look at that construction build, okay, if you look at that construction build, then I can only imagine the amount of funds that are actually put into that industry. Because I used to have a construction business myself, turning over £5.5 million a year. But that job will be paid out in certain phases. So if you just zone back onto that, so the scaffold will be on certain phases. That certain concrete floor, phase 1, that'll be phase 1. The second concrete pour will be phase 2. The certain buildings will be certain phases, and they'll be paid out within phases. So the risk on that job for that company, one company may have, I don't know, they may have 4 or 5 million tied up in that job before they can even get a stage payment out of the job. Within trading, you can get your money within 2 hours if you want to extract it out of your account, and you can control the risk And that's what attracted me to trading. That's what pulled me away from construction, road surfacing, and to trading. When I really looked at the risk-reward ratio, I really weighed up how much money I had to put into construction. You know, I was turning £5.5 million a year over. You know, the amount of money we was putting up, I was getting like between an 8 and a 13% a year return. You know, you might say, well, Dale, isn't that good enough? You was earning between 360,000 and £500,000 a year. What's the big issue? The issue weren't the return. The issue was the risk I was putting in to get the return. You know, having certain houses PG'd, getting other suppliers and so on and so forth. All I need to do now with trading is really have the skill set in it, have the ability and the skill set to enter the market, know how to enter the market, have the mindset, work on my own personal self-development, and you know, the world's mine, the world's my oyster. When I was in construction, I was employing up to 60 men. Oh geez, this is bringing some times back. The amount of effort I had to put into them, the amount of self-development I had to put into people, whether it's sending them on courses, to learn how to drive a certain piece of machinery, whether it was sending them on courses for first aid, whether it's sending them on courses for CSCS cards, whatever that course was they have to go on, I was actually paying for their self-development. Well, now every penny that I put into my business, every penny I put into trading, I actually put it into myself. I self-develop myself. I self-develop the company that I'm building at the moment, my trading academy. I self-develop everyone and everything in there. So really think about what it is you're going to do before you actually get into something, before you want that business, before you're going to go into that certain industry. Weigh it up, understand exactly what it is, weigh the risks up, yeah, the initial risk going forward and the time, and once you've got that, know what reward you want from it, and you'll probably find it's an easy decision. So what you'll probably want is a decision-making process. Simple decision-making process is this: how much time am I going to have to put into learning what I'm going to do? How much money am I going to have to put into learning what I'm to do? And the next one is this: for every pound I put into that business, how much do I want back? What return do I want back from it? And that's a simple process. So to do it in trading, I would simply go like this. Okay, so if I'm going to, the time I'm going to have to put into it to become the trader I want to become, to accelerate, learn myself, is 120 days or 4 months. The next is how much money I'm going to have to put in to educate myself to get the ability. Okay, so you're probably going to look at around probably between 2,000 to 3,000 to put that time in to get the skill set to have the ability. The next one is how much do I want to earn each year, percentage return on the funds I put in the account. Well, for instance, if you're earning 1.2% a day, which is 6% a month, yeah, 6% a month is 72% a year. 72% a year compounded on your money, excuse me, 72% a year compounded on your money is 100% return. So for every pound you get in, you take a pound out, but you've no other financial risk. You've no plant, you've no labour, you've no materials, you've no employees. That full £1 is yours. That's a great risk reward for me. That's a great decision making process. That's it, as simple as that. So that's what I was sharing with you there. Just wanted to explain with you really the decision making process on what you're going to do if you want to get into a business. Once you're in the business, what's the return you want from it, what's the time you're going to put in until you see that return, and how much do you want per pound you put in. Okay, great stuff. Just a bit of resource for you there. Enjoy the rest of your evening, guys. I'm just about to pull up here now, so have fun. See you later.